In this video, I'm going to show you a really fun way to help you practice layering and controlling colored pencils. So to get started, all you need is one sheet of paper, scissors, a pencil, and one colored pencil. You're going to fold your paper in half and cut on the line. One of the pieces of paper will be for your drawing and the other will be for your stencils. To start, I'm going to draw a large heart on one of my pieces of paper. Then I'm going to cut that heart out and it will be a stencil. Now, if you don't want to create a heart for yours, you could create any kind of shape that you choose. I'm going to then place that large heart on my drawing paper and I'm going to trace it. This is going to be the first hole. All of my other pieces of the drawing will be inside this initial heart. Next, I'm going to take that heart and fold it in half. I'm going to draw another half of a heart inside the initial heart. Now, if you're doing a different shape for yours, you might want to repeat that same shape again, now smaller. Ideally, we want to be able to then trace this new shape at least 3 times inside the first shape. So I'm tracing my heart, at least part of the heart, 3 times. And if I have more room, I could even put in a little bit of a fourth, as you can see me doing here. Next, I'm going to take that heart, stencil again, fold it in half, and I'm now going to draw another half heart, this time smaller, and I'll cut on the line. Now I have a smaller heart, and I'm going to trace this heart inside the hearts that I traced previously. But instead of just putting it right in the center, I'm going to bring the stencil so that it's lined up with the edge of the heart that I drew prior. This is going to give me enough space to put more than one of these hearts in one of my spaces. And what I want it to look like is like we are actually peering through a hole and able to see these hearts underneath. We're trying to create this illusion of depth. So again, watch how I lined up my stencil to the edge of the heart drawn previously and then traced my line. See here how I'm able to add part of a second heart into one of my hearts as well. So it's looking like we're looking through a hole and there's 2 hearts underneath in another layer. Okay, now we're ready to create our next stencil. So we fold our paper in half again, draw half of a heart, now smaller than the last one, and cut on the line. And we'll trace this heart inside each of the hearts that we drew in the last step. You can repeat this process as many times as you want. I'm just going to do it one more time to make one more smaller heart, but the more different layers you create, the more depth your final drawing will have. One small recommendation is to make that final stencil, that final size that you're tracing, small enough so that you can see the entire shape in at least 1 or 2 of your holes. Alright, so in total here I have 1 large heart and then 4 different sizes of smaller hearts inside. You can see a finished example here that I have shaded using a red-violet pencil, and now I'm going to show you how to shade that way on yours. First, choose the color of colored pencil you want to use. I'm going to use red for this example. And I first recommend that you practice using that colored pencil and see how large of a variety of values you are able to create. Practice so that you can make a very gentle fade from very dark to very light. You could do this on the back of your other drawing or just on a piece of scrap paper. Once you're ready, begin by tracing the smallest shape with your colored pencil. And you can press pretty firmly to get a nice hard line. This is going to be your darkest value. After tracing the shapes, you're then going to fill them in, layering your pencil to achieve your darkest value. Next, you're going to trace over the lines for the shapes that are one size larger. Once those shapes have been traced, fill in the space between that line and the smallest shapes with a medium value. Once you have filled the area with a medium value, darken in the area around the outline, trying to fade from very dark to that medium value. You'll repeat this through all of those shapes. Next, you're going to trace over the line for the next size up. And once you've traced those shapes, you're going to fade from dark to light inside the space between the line you just traced and the other shapes you've already filled in. Try to have the widest range of value that you can achieve, going from very dark to very light. Next, you guessed it, repeat again by tracing the lines for the next size up, and then in that space, you're going to shade again from very dark on the edges to very light on the inside. As you do it this time though, you're going to find that you have to actually shade over top of some of the area that you've already worked in. You're going to layer additional colored pencil in those locations so that you're darkening in everything around the outer edge of this shape. As you layer pencil and build up your value around the shape here, you might start to notice that an illusion is created, that it almost looks like there are holes and shadows through these layers of hearts that you're creating in your two-dimensional drawing. All right, now for the last step, trace around your largest shape, and then again, you're going to fade from dark to light in the space inside of that line. This will mean darkening over top of some of the area that you've previously drawn. That's okay, you're just going to go right on top of it, making it even darker. And the area that you're shading from dark to light, that can be as wide as you want, so feel free to go as far into your drawing as you wish. When you're finished, you're going to erase out your white paper, just cleaning it up to make sure any smudges get taken away. Sign your work and be proud of your results. Maybe, in fact, you're so proud of your results, you want to turn it into a card. And if that's the case, fold a piece of paper in half, glue your drawing to the cover of it, and write a message inside. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have a lot of fun creating your own drawing. Thanks for watching.